Welcome to liveAIwire.com, where we take a calm and practical look at the developments shaping modern AI. In this episode, we explore 3 stories that illustrate how deeply these systems are entering everyday life. You can access every episode early on Patreon, and your support, even at the price of a coffee, really helps keep the podcast running. Let's get underway.
We talk constantly about the vast energy demands of artificial intelligence, the carbon emissions. It's a huge part of the conversation. But the environmental cost extends to another critical and often overlooked resource: water.
It's an issue that just hasn't gotten the same level of scrutiny as carbon accounting, and the scale of it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's startling when you dig in.
It really is. I mean, when you look at what it takes to keep these huge hot data centers cool, the numbers become immense.
Right.
The Environmental and Energy Study Institute, ESI, found that U.S. data centers use around 163.7 billion gallons of water every year.
Which is an almost impossible number to visualize.
Exactly. So to put it in perspective, a single large facility can use up to 5 million gallons a day.
A small city's worth of water every single day, just to stop servers from overheating, and most of that is just lost to evaporation.
And it's not even just the cooling, is it? The ITCC analysis pointed out that you have to look at the whole life cycle.
That's right. It's the water needed to generate the massive amounts of electricity in the first place, and even further back, it's essential for actually fabricating the chips themselves.
That complete picture is so important because it explains why the UAMP is warning that this unchecked growth could genuinely worsen global water stress.
And it's not a hypothetical. You can see the strain in the corporate data we have.
What are those numbers like?
Well, in 2022, Microsoft's data center water use jumped 34%, up to 6.4 million cubic meters.
Wow.
And Google reported even more, 19.5 million cubic meters in that same year.
And how does that translate to, say, a model that we all know?
Researchers at the University of California gave us a great yardstick for that. They estimated that just training GPT-3 alone consumed something like 700,000 liters of fresh water.
Just for GPT-3.
Yeah.
And now we're on to 4, 5, and beyond. The number just compounds.
It compounds exponentially. And while these are global companies, the impact is intensely local.
Right. We're seeing residents in places like Arizona or the Netherlands or Ireland raising concerns about these huge facilities drawing water from their already stressed local supplies.
It puts AI innovation in direct conflict with the needs of the community. And that tension is made so much worse by a major policy gap.
The lack of transparency.
Exactly. There's a lot of pressure to report on carbon, but water remains this huge blind spot. There just aren't mandated standards for it.
Okay, so that covers the physical material cost of running AI.
Yeah.
Let's pivot now from the scarcity of water to a different kind of scarcity, the scarcity of accurate and culturally diverse knowledge.
Yes.
We need to talk about the ethical strain of feeding AI all of our complex human culture.
This is where LLMs run into these massive cultural walls. I mean, you feed an AI the entire internet, you're also feeding it all of our historical biases. It's unavoidable.
And a study in Scientific Reports confirmed this, didn't it? It found that even well-trained models show, and this is the term they used, measurable cognitive bias.
That's the key phrase, measurable. It happens because the models are just built to find the most statistically dominant pattern.
So if the training data is mostly from, say, a Western or Christian perspective,
then that's the view that gets amplified. It has the effect of flattening out all these other rich, pluralistic interpretations.
this flattening effect becomes especially damaging with translation. The analysis from Pangenatic on this was fascinating.
They used the example of AI translations of the Quran.
Right.
And they found the automated output just completely failed to convey the layered theological and cultural subtext. The meaning just, it subtly warps. It loses the context a human scholar would never miss.
And we saw this play out in the real world with the launch of Magisterium AI, that Catholic chatbot from 2025.
A perfect example. The clergy was completely split. Some saw it as a great new bridge to younger people.
But others warned it could create a, what do they call it, a doctrinal echo chamber.
Yes, because if the AI is trained to favor one narrow interpretation, then the user just gets that single perspective confirmed over and over again. It kind of shuts down real inquiry.
Which all boils down to those core academic issues you mentioned before: data provenance and prompt ambiguity. Where did the text come from, and what are we actually asking the AI to do with it?
That's why that paper, Modeling the Sacred, proposed this idea of cultural positionality.
So the AI should stop pretending to be a neutral oracle.
Exactly. It should acknowledge its own interpretive standpoint. Say, based on my training, here is one view. It's a huge step toward accountability.
And beyond just sacred texts, this has massive implications for how we all learn, with the rise of these AI-generated zero-click summaries.
That's the real educational risk. If we all start relying on machine-filtered, pre-digested knowledge, it just weakens our own critical thinking skills. You lose the ability to navigate ambiguity for yourself.
So the proposed solutions are more proactive, like mandatory collaborative audits by multi-field experts before a model gets deployed.
And that has to be paired with a new kind of AI literacy for everyone. We have to learn how to use these tools without letting them erase cultural diversity.
Okay, so we've covered the unmeasured physical cost water and the unmeasured cultural cost bias. Now let's move to the actual physical battleground, autonomous military AI. The fact here suggests this isn't a future possibility, it's already operational.
That's the critical takeaway. The military AI revolution is here, and it's driven by this blurring of lines between tech startups and traditional defense contractors.
You have companies like Anduril with its Lattice platform integrating drones and AI analytics, or Palantir with its multi-billion-dollar deals for predictive combat software. This isn't R&D anymore.
It's big business, and the policy is lagging way behind. The U.S. DoD Directive 3000.09 does allow for autonomous functions in lethal systems, but critics argue the safeguards just can't keep up with the tech.
This creates what some are calling an ethics arms race. We saw with OpenAI, right?
Yes. They have this public dual-use clause banning weapons systems.
But then leaks suggest the company was holding private talks with defense officials.
It shows you where the real momentum is. It's toward rapid deployment, often way ahead of any public debate or regulation.
And the risk isn't just purpose-built military systems. There's a real fear that off-the-shelf general-purpose AI models could be repurposed.
Very easily. The technical leap from optimizing logistics to, say, target acquisition is terrifyingly short.
Which creates an impossible situation for our existing legal frameworks.
Humanitarian law just wasn't built for this. It's why groups like the ICRC, the Red Cross, have called for an outright ban on fully autonomous weapons.
Because if a machine makes a life-or-death decision, who is accountable?
Exactly. Who's responsible for a war crime or an unintended escalation? There's no clear answer.
So these capabilities are advancing rapidly, hidden in plain sight, with all these fundamental questions of accountability left dangerously unresolved. What our deep dive into the source material reveals is a trio of interconnected challenges spanning the whole AI lifecycle. The unmeasured, massive environmental strain exerted by data centers on crucial resources like water, the inherent ethical and cultural biases woven into our machine-summarized knowledge, and the silent, rapid deployment of autonomous systems in military applications that challenge our most fundamental legal frameworks.
Thanks for listening to liveiwire.com. You can explore every story in full on the website, and early access is always available on Patreon for those who choose to support us. If you work in media and would like to feature any of our coverage, we're always looking to expand our distribution, and you can reach us directly through the site. The links to the 3 stories featured today are included in the episode details below, along with all relevant tags. Until next time.